We're here with Jake Ricca
What's up?
and Joe Jacks.
Hello, friends.
Yeah, and because we mentioned on your pod, we can just mention on here. Yeah, we were talking about doo-doo because in my 8th grade football team, we did middle school football, so like 6th or 8th grade.
I just remembered.
Yeah, we did this thing called poop stacking. Like we walked in, there was this dude named Jake who's like the older cool guy, and they were playing what's it called? Down with the Sickness. And we just walk in, he goes, "Oh, ah!"
Yeah.
He goes, "What's up, fuckers? We're doing poop stacking. You don't know what that is? Get the fuck out." And then basically like a bunch of kids, they just shit on top of shit.
Dude, that's so. Oh man, I
Like
wish I had that when I
Just
was
straight
growing up.
stacking poo, dude.
yeah.
That's hilarious.
We got motherfucking fat stacks of doo-doo, bro.
What was the highest you ever got it? But did it ever peek out of the bowl? And when you had the shit, you couldn't sit on it. You had to like air shit.
Wait,
it?
you pooped in a toilet?
Yeah, where'd you think we were?
I don't know, on the ground. For some reason, I pictured the pile of shit being like behind the gym or like the fucking bleachers or something.
Yeah, we put it in the loser kid's helmet.
Yeah.
Put it on.
Fucking nerd.
And then you were like, "Hey, your helmet. Can you want to try that on real quick?"
Dude, pranks sometimes were disgusting. Like I remember we went to I went to like a religious camp growing up, Christian Science, which
Ooh.
is a wild form of Christianity where they're like against medicine.
Well,
And you're confused by that.
I'm a Catholic.
Yeah.
They're like, they're against medicine?
They're not okay. So it's like the extremes,
Like holistic shit? Or?
so they're mind over matter. But they're like the extreme ones are like we don't even believe in medicine. So like my dad like is somewhat like he believes in like mind over matter, but he doesn't believe in all the like don't use medicine stuff.
mhm.
But the extremes of the church don't use medicine. So I went to a camp and then they were like anti-medicine. But
so crazy. Some kid is like deathly sick, and
Yeah,
you're like,
like, well,
pray
not
that
today.
shit away,
this
dude.
is what Jesus wants. okay?
yeah. Just so they're putting a pillow over his
Yeah.
head.
You're going to heaven.
Yeah.
You're so lucky. Tell Jesus I said hello.
Yeah, can you just pass along a couple notes to Jesus?
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything they want Jesus to know? All right, sweet, get him.
Yeah, tell him we want the Bills to win. I don't know why he's from Buffalo.
So
but
this is where you would poo poo is at the church camp.
No, this was in middle school. We do the poo-poo
Mhm.
stacks. The church camp, though, I was just talking about how like gross pranks, like. Dude, this one dude, this is probably like assault. I'm not.
Well, it is the church, so yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot of stuff growing up where you look back and you're like, I think that was rape. You're like, I think-
Yeah. Just like fingering some dude's ass, like a prank. You're like, Gaddafi.
We used to do that.
Gaddafi.
You
Yeah.
just take like a water bottle and go behind your buddy and be like, ah. Yeah, you never go like all the way in, but yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would yawn and get like a whole hand in my mouth.
Yeah.
Pantsing was huge
Dude,
in middle
pants,
school.
but
yeah.
I remember you get like a good pants. That was like you talk about it for like the whole week. Like
Yeah.
you pants Johnny at the fucking
in
yeah.
front of all those girls.
yeah. Dude, everybody saw his dick.
He was crying, bro. That was
He's
lit.
13, his balls haven't dropped. No one's gonna fuck him.
What if you got pants that were just like rock hard? When you got pants?
I hope no one pantses me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, it's looking good today.
unexpected. This is me all day.
Just one little jizz squirt out.
Tabletop somebody into sucking your cock. Dude,
What a
good-
prank.
What a good prank, dude. You're gay now.
All right, we're gonna pants Johnny
Yeah.
and tabletop Brad. Go.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, so you're
yeah.
making them get their dick sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what was the gross story?
So there's this dude who like there was the coolest guy. Like I remember because I was doing a bunch of drugs as a kid because I was badass.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, dude, legend.
What kind of drugs?
Dude, weed.
Whoa.
I'm just kidding. No, just like shrooms, cough medicine.
That's crazy,
Yeah, dumb
dude.
stuff like that. But I was like, there's this cool counselor there who would like talk about doing drugs with us and be like, dude, what's acid like? He's like, bro, you don't even want to know. You want to know? Okay, fine, I'll tell you. Yeah. And he'd talk about like doing acid stuff. And he was super cool. And then he's like, yeah, dude, the fucking directors of the camp, bunch of fucking retards, okay? Fuck them. And then this kid like overheard it and like told the
What a
directors.
fucking bitch, dude.
Yeah.
Ah.
So my buddy farted on his pillow and then jizzed on his toothbrush.
That's so sick.
yeah.
So,
was not
so he got
ready for
pink
the
eye
jizz.
and he's gay. That's the ultimate fucking
Pink eye and you're not going to heaven,
one,
Johnny.
1-2 punch. Yeah.
I think he threw out his toothbrush because somebody told him. So he didn't get any cum in his mouth. But
That's vile, dog.
what if he comes
Jizzed
out?
on a
What
toothbrush?
if he just came out? It's on his forehead. He's like, hey, did somebody put cum on my toothbrush? Like, why
Oh,
you?
thank God I fucking threw away that shit.
He's like, he's drooling. Cum.
Yeah.
He's like, I tossed it out. I didn't use it once.
Did you ever taste your own cum when you were a kid?
By accident, I hit myself in the face. It really makes your
You
eyes.
shoot that high?
So like when I was a kid, I would like jerk off on Adderall a bunch, and it takes forever to come. So if you like, what's it called, like, because your dick barely gets hard. So if you jerk off for hours and really build it up, that's when you shoot hard.
I see.
Yeah. So
Because well, I know certain people are different. I was always a dripper.
I'm
I just
mostly a
kind of I
dripper.
just drip it out. But yeah, no, yeah.
I rarely shoot that hard. Honestly, a lot of that has to do with the speed with which you're masturbating. If you
Yeah,
masturbate
if you're going
faster, it would
crazy.
kind of like shoot
Yeah,
harder. I
yeah,
don't know
yeah.
why.
Mine's just depending on how frequent.
yeah,
If I wait a week, I'll fucking shoot across
You
the
let
room.
let the floodgates.
Yeah, this shit will fucking
open.
hit the roof. I'll
See,
paint the ceiling.
For me, the longer I wait to come, it's just thicker. Like it's not. I don't get more jizz because
Is
I've got
syrup
like a
just
week.
dripping out of your cock.
Yeah, it's just like denser. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is.
Oh,
No, I mean when I was a kid, I was curious one day, and I like I had come in my hand, and I like not I didn't lick it, but I kind of tasted it a little bit, and it tasted what I imagined jizz would taste like. You know, the
Was-
saltiness.
saltiness?
And,
Yeah.
you know. But I think looking back now on those type of memories, I go, that's a little gay.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a little wild. That's a little
A
wild that I did that shit.
just a little.
yeah. Oh, I mean, nothing tops a whack off parties, dude. My buddy, I remember we were watching like Wedding Crashers. She's like, "Yo, this movie's sick. We should watch Wedding Crashers." And then it comes to like a girl's tits. He goes, "All right, you want to go into the other room?"
Yeah.
I just sat there. But we had like full on like, dude, where somebody would have like HBO or something like that. And then there's like one TV, and they'd be like, everybody go to a corner of the room and like don't make eye contact.
No, I mean I
Are
remember.
you serious?
Yeah,
you
when you're
all
like-
jerk off?
13, yeah.
Well,
I
when
never did
me and my
that.
brother and his buddy, that was the first time I ever watched porn, and it was where it was in the same room, but one of us would go on the top bunk.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
like,
that's
take
not
the
gay.
pho-
Bro,
take the
different
phone
bunks,
up
bro. It's
there.
not
Yeah,
gay.
different
You're
bunk-
telling me
yeah.
the military's gay? Okay.
Yeah, it was some kind of rite of passage. Well, also, I have a joke now where it's like, really from going that point forward, I thought for a while that porn was a group activity. So I
Like,
would always
God.
ask my brother if he wanted to watch porn, and he was just like, "You can do this by yourself." I'm like catching him jerking off. I'm like, "Where the fuck was my invitation, dog? What the hell?"
Yeah, it's like drinking. It's like doing it by yourself. That's sad.
Yeah, you're a fucking bitch if you.
I'm
jerk
more of a
off.
social jerker.
But it
If it's New
definitely
Year's.
it definitely was like a social thing before it was so easy to get porn. I remember
Yeah.
specifically, like I grew up watching Family Guy. There's an
Yeah.
episode where it's literally every male character. It's like an early season, and they all buy like porn. And
Yeah,
they're,
yeah.
they're not jerking off. They're just like, oh yeah, give it or like they're
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
cheering it on.
I think it's called a stag party, where like a bunch of dudes watch porn.
That might
together,
be
yeah.
it.
That's lit.
I don't know,
Yeah.
that's weird to me.
Dude, I
know,
know,
it's
I know what we're
definitely weird,
doing after this. No, well,
I could
I
get
think-
Yeah, yeah.
I-
we're on Twitch, we're gonna be doing.
I
us
got
watching
no
porn.
idea what kind of.
Twitch.tv/stag party.
I have no idea what's going on with kids jerking off to what these days. I can't imagine it's that much different than when I was growing up, because it's more. I think like before you would use one person with a magazine, but I do think there still is that someone needs to show it to you. Like I don't think I think a lot of the time it's
Nobody
not that you.
discovers it themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
or you
they
go on
do.
like boobs.com or whatever, but a lot of the time it's this thing of somebody else has like cracked the code or like
Yeah.
went that
'Cause
far
you
and
don't,
they go,
you don't think about it. You just
Yeah.
it's so weird that your brain. I agree. Yeah, it doesn't process it. Like you're like, here's a computer full of everything. There's boobs over there. I wish I could see that girl's
Well,
boobs, but you never picture that you could look at boobs on the
Well,
internet.
I guarantee the majority of kids nowadays are finding porn from TikTok or Instagram.
TikTok
Yeah.
is
I
almost
guarantee
basically
it.
porn already. Yeah.
Bro, think about like back in the day, you see a hot girl, you're like, damn, I wish I can see her having sex. Oh, wait, here's a link. Oh, she's letting me watch this. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
you know,
I,
it's very.
I,
it's right
I had
there.
direct access to porn too when I was growing up, so it's like I don't know if my experience is that much different than kids. I think maybe the kids now are more constantly stimulated with it. Like if they go, like they're probably spending like 9 hours a day on TikTok and getting fucking hard from that. Whereas
Yeah.
I had my porn time, but
we had Net Nanny though, which sucked.
Huh? What's
Well,
that?
like I got caught watching porn and they put Net Nanny.
oh,
So I tried to go through YouTube, but it's just breastfeeding videos, and you
They-
can't jerk
they-
off to that. You can't. You can't. You gotta blur out the baby.
You can.
Yeah.
We just blur out the breasts. You just see the baby.
did they catch you mid stroke?
What's up?
They caught you?
No. So like, what happened was, so the original thing was like, my brother looked up like porn with all my friends there. He looked up like boobs doc, like one of those things, and we were
Classic,
like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah.
And then for years later, I just forgot porn existed. Like, you know, I don't know why I just like I was like, I'm moving on to different things in my life.
Mhm.
You know, I think I'm really going to become a flag football player, and I did that for like years. And then I came back to porn, and they. It was something like I got caught like something dumb, like it was like the Porkies, which is like an '80s
Yeah,
movie,
I
like
think-
shower
yeah.
scene.
Yup.
Oh.
And my dad caught me, and then I like I like cried. I was like, oh man, this is so bad.
Which made you harder.
I hated Carrie. He was like, oh well, we're putting that nanny. Like,
They're not gonna let me back to church science camp. Oh
yeah.
damn! I was really looking forward to that cum toothbrush.
Yeah. Whose toothbrush am I supposed to come on now? But yeah, and then they put on Net Nanny, and then YouTube. It was so funny because YouTube, I would not watch breastfeeding videos because I'm like, it's just weird.
Well,
There's a
YouTube
baby
was
in
like
it.
girls kissing, which was sick.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
had that.
Yeah.
I would jerk off to girls kissing, and then the other one was there was one video of this man in a Hasidic Jewish outfit banging a dwarf and smoking
That's
a cigar.
so sick, dude.
It was like
What?
it was like they had
I'm on
no
board.
porn on there besides this one video, and I was like, how the fuck is this on here? And then one time my parents caught me looking up pointy. I was like, what do pointy boobs look like? They're a little pointier, and that was on my PS3 or PSP. And then I got the HBO. That when parents got HBO, that was
Wait,
great.
is someone knocked? Oh,
No,
it's
it's a
your
chair.
chair.
Yeah.
I thought someone was banging on my door.
Nah, you're fine.
Sorry
yeah.
to disrupt. Go back to the jerking off. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Damn, I lost my. You know what?
Yeah.
Let's start over. No,
Oh,
Your
fuck.
no,
your
yeah, I remember
parents are
finding
watching.
out though. The best is like finding out that HBO has what's it called though? Porn. Like you're like, this is amazing.
Yeah, well, I don't know why, but there was sometimes me and my brother would catch my mom watching the softcore porn on HBO. Like,
What?
well, I don't even know if like I'm assuming she was watching something else and then fell asleep because she'd be asleep on the couch and then we just see like softcore porn. Me and my brother were like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
We were hiding like in the other hall, like we were like, dude, this is so fucking sick, dude. It
It's
was
awesome.
lit.
You'll see vagina, not penis in vagina.
Nope.
Because like the girl will like do a sex scene and then walk up and you can see the vagina on the camera. There's one called Katie Sex Tips where this chick would just talk about fucking. And then I feel like this was just created for kids to jerk. I don't know what the point of it is. Because who's like genuinely watching like a late night HBO sex thing? You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know. I mean, there was maybe a certain like classiness to porn that is no longer. There's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
no veil of we need to make this like palatable for anybody or like hide anything. Like you're just seeing fucking anything now.
I didn't see a cock until the internet. Yeah, on all porn on HBO, it was like if someone's gonna blowjob, you just see the girl's head.
Oh,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like the guy be like, yeah, and then that's it, and they would go to another position. You never saw like it getting inserted. You just knew you see her boobs bouncing, all that
Right.
shit. But they would angle it so you wouldn't see like that part.
But you'd see a lot of like girl on top, like boob shaking. But you see it
Yeah.
from a great.
Boob,
Is that-
shake,
it
boob
really-
shaking is all I need. I mean, there's even a type of porn that I watch now sometimes where it's just a close up of a girl's face as she's like fingering herself.
Oh, nice.
Huh.
And it's like it's just her reacting to it. It's nothing else. Leaves a lot up to the imagination, you
Yeah.
know.
Well, there's
So
also
that's part of it.
yeah, and there's something that feels good about jerking off to gentle porn. Like I'll occasionally jerk off to like two lesbians eating each other out. I'm like, I feel Christian today. You
Yeah,
know, you're-
yeah, these two are in love, dude.
yeah. I'm like, dude, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and look my dad in the face without feeling shame today. You know?
Yeah. Well, my porn habits when I was a younger man, like in middle school, were way weirder than they are now. I jerk off to pretty average, normal, vanilla stuff.
It does
now.
even out a little bit, yeah.
Sometimes I'll explore like some more graphic stuff or a little bit. Nothing compared to when I was in 7th grade. I can't even admit, dude. I was looking at the wildest shit, and it was
Tentacle porn. I jerked out to get when I was a kid.
I've jerked off to all kinds
No
of hentai.
way.
Yeah,
Every type of hentai. Every single time there was a character in a video game or a show, I would look up
voices.
that character and then hentai on
Bro,
Google.
could you
No
imagine
way. You did
what-
that?
Every
Dude,
character,
nice.
even like minor, like I'm playing Fallout and there's like a character with like one line and there's porn of them. It's for every.
Can you imagine having to catch your kid watching hentai? You're like, look, one day you're gonna have sex with a woman, okay?
Yeah.
But you do not want that woman fucking an octopus, okay? Like you have to have like a stern, like that's just gotta be so awkward.
But hentai nowadays, that's gonna be real for people because there's gonna be VR porn.
Yeah,
And kids are going to be put into a VR situation and they're going to have like a fuck machine and they're going to be on a bed with a headset on. They're literally going to be having sex.
Well, I don't
with
know
a
how kids
program.
would get access to that. I don't know if they're like
That's how we can
writing
get
a letter to
access to porn now.
Santa, being like,
Yeah.
"I
It's
want the
like,
sex machine."
Well, Bill, think about it. By the time you're like 15, you'd be able to find porn. If VR becomes that normal for
Yeah,
kids.
but I didn't have like a pocket pussy when I was 15.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a very good point. The
You know.
parents
Yeah,
have to buy
yeah.
that part.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
you're
but
right.
you're right. If they have a VR headset, they can. Because I've used VR porn before.
That's
and
a
it is
hilarious
strange.
idea. Some guy who hangs around high schools and sells pocket pussies to teenagers.
That's the
It's
new
like, it's a great
cigarettes.
bus- Yeah.
Hey.
It's a great business model.
Pulls out the trench coat with
Yeah.
the, like,
You don't want to fuck girls. This is Lisa Ann's vagina, okay?
Instead of smoking, he's like, he has these cigarettes. He's like, you guys want one of these?
He's just using it in a pickup truck.
Is that guy jerking off to us? No, he's got a headset on.
Yeah, it's fine.
He's watching it.
That's why that is such a weird fetish though. There are people that like to because I thought that was just like a dude wanting to watch a woman get fucked by a squid, but it's actually there are women that want to be fucked by aliens. There's this thing called the impregnate.
I've heard that.
They want to have eggs shot inside their vagina. Like, so they have these like weird sex toys where it's like a weird alien
It's
dick.
like a tentacle.
Yeah, and then it shoots weird eggs in your pussy, and then I guess
everybody's in a different shit. I'm sure some people want to get fucked by a werewolf or whatever. And
Yeah,
Bro, I've seen like
I want to get fucked by my dad. Sorry.
Sorry to almost interrupt. I've seen videos, and it's not me looking it up. Like someone usually sends it to you. And you're
of
like,
course,
fuck.
yeah, of course.
And it's a girl, and it's not her vagina; it's her asshole. And she's taking something. I'm not kidding. As big as my like arm.
Yeah,
and it's like this thick. Like it's nowhere near the size of like a dick.
Yeah,
like it's literally like my leg, and it's going in her asshole.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
I don't get it. Like, what is? I don't understand why you would make a toy like that.
I also
it blows my mind.
Yeah, I wonder how you shit after that. It has to just fall out all the time. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, everybody's just into different shit, I guess, is like, I think a lot of the weird fetish stuff has more to do with like power dynamics than it even does with like reaching orgasm. You know, it's like a lot of I went to a sex dungeon once and just to kind of like go as a goof with my boys.
Great goof.
Yeah,
It goes a
well-
goof like
well-
7 times. You know?
Well, we heard it was
It's
a
really
thing.
goofing, nutting hard.
It was called the Woodshed, and we had to sign shit. I had to become a member of the Woodshed. It was like $35 to get in. And
That's a pretty good deal.
But we drove out there, so we're like, we gotta do it. And it was like more of a hangout lounge thing, but there were different areas where people would be getting like spanked and like tortured and shit. And but they're all into it. And it was like half attractive people and half like furry type kind of like, you know, like nerd.
Right.
Yeah, you know, it's like some fat chick with a tail, and then the other half is like a hot girl who's, you know, trying to get her nut or whatever. But
So wait, there'd be actually hot women dominated or getting dominated?
well, there was one like little bench area where it was this pretty hot girl. And she was on like this like preacher curl type thing, and she was getting like whipped with one of those like little fly swatter whip things.
Was it like a guy? Was the guy cool?
It
Like,
was
good
well,
looking?
I met both of them after because he was whipping her and she was like moaning and shit, and I was like, this is bizarre. This is crazy that they come here and do this in front of people.
Yeah.
And then we were chilling by the couches because there's it's more of like a hanger. It's more of a hang. It's not
That's
like where you go to
wild.
fuck.
But you
it's
can
like,
just watch in the corner of your eyes. You're like,
yeah. You're not. It wasn't like there was like
See, I would
an
do that. I don't know
audience.
if my girlfriend would call that cheating, right?
Yeah.
With that, if I'm doing it as a goof, like
Is this what we're doing after? Are we
Yeah.
skipping the show?
Yeah,
I'm
I
down
mean,
for it,
maybe still have my membership, but they talked with us after, and they met like a week before there.
oh,
So it's
interesting.
like they met each other through there, and somebody else was explaining to us that there's like it's all to do with power. It's like certain people are really into like being a butler, and like the other person is giving them orders, and that's really sexy. It's like it's
Right.
like way more about dominance and submission than it is actually like coming. So I don't know whether the thing that spreads your assholes to the point where you can like eat cereal out of it. I'm sure there's something. There's
just a bowl.
Just gotta
there's
casually
something
say
in
that.
there probably about like humiliation or dominance. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's normally
like,
the reverse. So normally, if you like being dominated in the bedroom, you don't like being dominated in real life. Like they say, CEOs like getting like fucked by strap-ons a lot and stuff like that.
Yeah, I bet.
No
yeah.
way.
Or just some guy who got fired from
Yeah.
from like a financial company said that. He's like, yeah, over at Goldman Sachs, they like getting fucking banged in the ass.
Yeah, that guy who fired me loves big dildos in the butt.
Yeah.
Trust me, he told me.
yeah, yeah. He told the janitor. Yeah.
He's the real fat line and then get railed hard.
yeah.
But no, sex dungeon was cool. I don't know. I can only go so far. I think if I were to ever get into the BDSM stuff to that degree, it would be in the comfort of my own home.
I also there's
behind my
something about
bedroom.
furries that I kind of respect because you see something you want and you're like, fuck everyone, I'm gonna fucking do it, dude, bro. I'm gonna
Yeah.
dress up like a fucking rabbit forever.
Would
Yeah.
you fuck a furry?
Yeah, for sure.
In a
yeah,
furry
most likely,
costume?
Yeah.
I want to. Do you know how?
Yeah.
How do they fuck? Do you know?
Dude, I bet
So
you the
I've always
community's.
thought.
I bet there's such fucking dicks about. I bet you're so tight knit that they're like, dude, have you even fucking?
You think it's real tight? Fuck yeah, dude.
I bet you they're
I wanna
like,
fuck one.
They're like, this guy's a fucking poser, bro. Like they're like,
Because there's like, because I always like, I mean like a real furry, not like a girl that wears like a fucking tail. You know, that's
Right,
not.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
like a half furry. You're like
Yeah.
leaning
It's
in a
just
little.
an autistic girl at your high school. That's
Yeah,
just like-
basically.
yeah.
I mean like a full suit, dog. You know
what
what,
if
I
you
mean?
have to fuck a real animal to get into the furry community? What if there's like weird things like that?
Oh, I already did that. We're
Which
good.
animal?
Dude.
Dude, I was doing a
No,
show
I'm
last
kidding.
night. I have a bit about fucking animals, and this dude, he interrupted it, and I was like, what did he was talking to his friend? I was like, what were you talking about? He goes, oh yeah, I applied for the police force, and you know how they give you a lie detector when you get in? They ask you all these crimes you've done. They ask me if I've had sex with animals. I was like, that'd be the funniest like make or break. Like
That's
you're
what
like
gets you.
yeah. Your mom's like, so did you get the no? Why? Just like
Yeah,
you
no
know.
reason.
I don't really like them. They're kind of
Yeah.
yeah.
I was
The
13.
dog is cowering in fear in the corner. in the corner of the house.
The dog's just
Did
shaking.
you fucking say
I
anything?
used the guinea
Cops are
pig as
racist.
a
I don't
pocket
wanna-
pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, if you walked in on somebody just throat fucking a guinea pig, that would be the most atrocious crime.
traumatizing.
Dude,
Yeah,
that is the worst crime.
That is horrible.
Yeah, it's like the Family Guy bit.
It's a guinea pig just on your dick. It's so bad, but just like a fucking
Peter Griffin's stuck on an island with like a monkey, and then he gets rescued, and they're like, "Oh, great, we can bring your monkey.
Yeah,
we can,
he's like, "No, no,
we
no."
can teach them sign language, and they can tell us all about what you did on the island." It's like, "No, we can't. Let's not bring the
No.
monkey." I do think if my dog could talk, he's definitely seen me jerk off quite a lot.
Oh, for sure. I always wonder about those island scenarios. Like, how many people actually do get stranded on an island? Like, does that?
Yeah,
that happen
I'm sure
frequently?
it's happened. I mean, I've seen Lost. That seemed pretty. I think
Well, how
that was
many
based on true
islands?
story.
We know every island now, right?
No. There are uncharted islands that we have no idea about.
Are you serious?
Yeah, actually, I would have guessed with satellites we could have seen all of them, but I think
I
maybe
would think.
I think maybe there are some we still haven't. No, I would assume we've scanned them all. With
Either way, I think if someone's stuck on like a random one, I don't know if it'd be super easy to be like, like
Yeah.
that one.
Unless you were actively searching, there was like, oh, he could potentially be there. You know, you would have to like fund that expedition.
Or I wonder if there's ever one of those where somebody's there, but then there's also like a wild tribe there that eats people, and they're just like, yeah, we're just not gonna look for them. Like we're just gonna pretend we don't know about that island because we do not want to go there. That is crazy. Those islands that like that. What's that story about that guy that got shot on one? He got shot by like a bow and arrow, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
he's trying
didn't
to
he
teach
go-
him Christianity.
He's trying to teach him about Jesus, and they
Bro.
fucked him up.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there's like certain laws around like certain tribes. If they haven't been contacted yet, you're not allowed to fuck with them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
I've
like
heard
you
of
could really make them think you're like God.
Yeah, you just
You
give
know
them,
what? I know that
With
shot
just,
to
like,
Bob is
planes and
awesome.
shit.
show them hentai. They're like, what the fuck?
Dude, some guy had a heart attack watching the new Avatar, which is so funny to me.
He was so blown away by James Cameron's vision.
Yeah, that is kind of I'm like, at least it's not boring. Like that is a good gauge for if the movie's good. If somebody had a
Did you
heart
see the
attack.
first Avatar too?
Yeah. My family wants to go see the new Avatar with me on Christmas, but I told my buddy we take edibles and go see it. And I'm like, he's one of my good friends, and I'm like, I don't know how to tell my family, like, look, I'm going to see my buddy Jake. Like, I don't know how to tell them. Like,
Yeah, you're not gonna. You guys aren't gonna get crazy high with me and watch this. I need to do it with Jake.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's the first one I saw. I saw in 3D, high out of my mind.
Yeah,
it was
that's
incredible.
the only way to do it.
How old
Yeah.
were you when Avatar came out?
When I was I must have been like a sophomore in high school, maybe junior. So I was like
No way. Dude.
maybe 16, 17.
It kind of looks like shit now. Like when you look back at it.
Oh, it
I've
does?
seen memes about that where it's like, look at Avatar. You're like, this is disgusting. It's like the best movie. And you're like, it's like the Smurfs.
It was like I was just I was up already smoking, but I was like just turning into like kind of like a pothead in high school where I was like,
Yeah.
I'm smoking a lot.
yeah.
Where we pull up to like the movie co in Boca. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
in Pompano, I think, wasn't it?
No, it was like on Glades Road.
Oh, that
Boca
became
Raton.
that became like a Regal or something.
Oh yeah, it's something new
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
But we
yeah,
pulled
yeah.
up in the parking garage, and my friend, I'm blown away. We didn't all get arrested multiple times. He just had a bong like in the cup holder.
Dude, yeah, there's always that kid that had like a ginormous bong that he spent like $400 on.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's going to break.
Yeah.
While, like fucking 16 passing it.
And it's like, how do you have this? You don't even sell. Like, how do you have this money?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
his
yeah.
parents like
And you
bought
have
it
to
for
hide
him.
it, bro. Just like hiding a little bit of weed's easy, but there's always a friend who had like a guitar case with like a giant bong in it.
Well, guitar case was my go-to when I was like hiding my weed stuff, but it
Yeah.
was in like a little pocket. All I could afford was like a little bowl, you
But
know.
dude, spending
Yeah.
more than $100 on a piece, that was a big deal in high school.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It was like you smoke out of a little shitty bowl or like papers, but the one kid that like,
So
had a
much tinfoil,
volcano,
dude. I smoked
dog,
out of tinfoil like 1,000.
Oh yeah, well then I
Apples.
found out way later that tinfoil is supposed to like be really bad for your lungs as
Dude,
far as like
and
giving
your
you
brain,
Alzheimer's and
apparent-
shit.
Yeah, you get
Everything.
Alzheimer's. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
and
I smoked out of a
fucking-
lot of tinfoil. There was like even like at the dollar store there was like a little plastic pipe to blow bubbles out of, and we were like perfect, dude. We just filled it with tinfoil.
yeah. That was my idea too. I'd be like, I'll make it safe by putting tinfoil
Yeah.
on it, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like I'd take the cap of a smart water bottle, I'd flip it, and then I'd put like the cap would hold like the weed, and I'd put that on a pen, and then put tinfoil over the pen and just fucking
Oh,
smoke.
see, I would just empty a water bottle, unscrew the cap, put tinfoil on the cap, and like poke holes in it with
do
like a
a Jeep or
toothpick.
something?
And then kinda, but it was mostly just I would burn 2 holes in it and then use it basically just like a
Dude,
big
that's horrible.
bong.
Yeah.
I used to smoke hookah like every other day.
Yeah, that was so
And
funny as a
it's
kid. You'd be like, these aren't
tinfoil on the
cigarettes, we're
top.
smoking hookah. You think it's like
Yeah.
better for some reason?
It's
You're like,
way
"Dude, the
worse,
water."
yeah.
It was like a million times the amount of smoke.
Well, Boca,
like
that was
vape
like
level
one of the
smoke.
only things you could do
Yeah.
before you were 21 was go to a hookah bar. And I used
Hookah's
to go
also
to
such a
bunch.
weird culture because, like, I feel like people think it's classy, but it might be one of the trashiest things.
I mean, it is pretty tight. If somebody's got some hookah, dude, you're all ripping that.
I'll
Yeah.
rip it, but I feel like people think it looks fancier than it is.
I
Yeah.
gave mine away. I had a hookah that was like this big. I used to we'd get home from the bar or
I think we
club in
smoked
college.
hookah at your old place.
Oh, we did, yeah.
That was fun.
It is nice. Like, it is a great buzz. Dude, we did it. We went to a hookah bar for Christmas a couple years ago. It was during COVID. And it was one of those where New York City was very aggressive with COVID. So they had these tents. Like, basically, the tent was
Mhm.
supposed to keep you from getting COVID. Like, your party was separate from other parties. But we're just hookahing in a tent, just brown boxing in, and just
Yeah.
getting, like, so lightheaded because, like, a tent full of hookah is, like, disgusting. Like, it just,
Yeah.
it sticks all together.
Yeah.
Are you a big weed smoker now?
Yeah. That is something I did pay for, though. I got a dry herb pen. So you put weed in. It's supposed to be, like, the best way to smoke weed.
Oh, that's
as far
where
as-
you actually put like the flower in the.
It's
the,
like a
like
vape.
vaporizes it.
Yeah, yeah. It's supposed to be like the healthiest way to smoke weed. So I do that. But I mostly just smoke before going to bed because, like, dude, pot and stand up, like, it makes, for me, I do horrible if I'm high.
Yeah, in life, mostly I perform much better either sober or drunk than.
Yeah, yeah, dude,
High
it's
doesn't
horrible.
help me with anything.
No, sex,
Yeah.
you're weird. Like,
Oh, I've
fucking-
had sex once while I was stoned, and I hated it. I was like out of body. I was like so in my head, which is not a pleasurable. You know, it's like
Oh,
when you're having
yeah.
sex, you're supposed to be in the moment. You know,
dude, yeah,
as
yeah.
opposed to like watching yourself perform. You know, it was bizarre.
Dude, yeah, I remember that. I was really high one time. This girl was blowing me, and I was like, I was just so scared.
That was
You
the
know what I
only
mean?
time in my life
You were
I've
scared?
ever. Yeah,
What
that-
if she sneezes and bites my dick?
Yeah, I was thinking stuff like that. I was like, there's just this person's like,
God, what if I'm gay?
I was, I was like, my dick's inside somebody's head right now. Like, you never think about that. You know what I mean? You're like my penis is in your head. That's very weird to me. But I'd never think about that unless I was high.
Well, that was the one time I've ever struggled to get my pee hard.
Only once, dude. I struggle constantly
Really?
to get my
Oh,
dick
shit.
hard.
No, I used to like be hard too much.
Really?
Like my girlfriend would get in the car and just immediately I was hard. This was like high school. I mean, it
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
I was getting hard. Like holding a girl's hand used to make me stiff, dude.
Oh, nice.
It was like, but less so later on. Yeah.
Oh, there we
Let's
go.
see.
Doing it for you?
But no, when was the last? You can't get your pee up?
No, dude. Even like it's one of those things too, where like now it's better, but like I'll have performance anxiety, so I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna fuck, and I better get hard, and you don't get hard because of that.
Damn, dude.
Is it you think it's from all the Adderall?
Well, that's how it started, and then you stop taking Adderall. But in your head, once it's a snowball effect. It's like next time you have sex,
Yeah.
I'm
You
out
think
of it
about
now.
it.
Like, now I don't have an issue with it at all, really.
Mhm.
But like it'll occasionally, like once it happens once, your brain just starts to think, oh god, I can't get hard, blah blah.
Yeah, I could see that. I
It's-
could see my
I-
brain
it's
doing
I
that.
thought you were talking about with me. You're like, yeah, I could see you with a.
No,
fucking
I'm saying
lipstick,
like I
pussy.
could follow the psychology of like like you're worried about being worried about like
Yeah, yeah.
not getting hard.
Because the true answer is you're there's always a possibility that your dick won't get hard. It's
I
always
would
possible.
hate that, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that in your heads now.
No, it's happened to me before, but fortunately, I know why.
Because you're
Right.
fat.
Because yeah, no,
Just
he's
kidding,
not
just
laughing because
kidding.
that's mean. It's
she-
offensive.
It's because she wasn't white, right?
No, no. It's the only time. Like now, it's just because if I have to, I have to be attracted to him. Because like, but
Oh, okay.
like, I used to like because I would be on Tinder swiping.
And you just
And it's
bang,
just
bang
like,
somebody you're not that into.
You want to fuck me? Okay, yeah, come over.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I literally like. There's been girls where, what's it called? I try to fuck them, and I'm just like, I can't. Yeah, you gotta go. Like,
Yeah,
it's not gonna work. And I was
Go
like,
get.
and I was like, I need to talk to someone, and then as soon as
Scram.
then I hook up with someone I'm attracted to, and I'm like, oh fuck yeah, perfect.
Yeah, yeah. That's what it was. Yeah,
But now that was just me having dog shit standards before,
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
just fuck some dogs. You-
pretty much, yeah. But now it's like besides that, the only other time it was an issue is when I was like really heavy on pre-workout, and it was
Yeah, that
like
stuff is
every
wild,
single
dude.
day, and I would just be like, it was just working. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. You and I were talking about how insane that pre-workout shit was.
It's nuts, dude.
Dude, I remember one time it was like I was at a bar and we did this thing called Y bombs. You know what Y bomb is?
Oh yeah, you're from Tally, dog.
Yeah.
Y
You
bombs.
pour vodka into a Red Bull.
Oh, I've
and
done
then
that,
you
yeah.
shotgun it. And we did a bunch of those. And I started doing coke in the back of this bar with some guy. And he's like, "Yeah, it's cut with pre-workout." So whoa. And then I was like, my heart was just like, "Holy
Yeah,
fuck!"
That is
fucking
terrifying.
Don't watch Avatar, dude. Your
Yeah.
heart will
Yeah. We
explode.
found out like I was also like on meth.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
That seems like I don't know. It's weird. It's so funny because apparently, like coke is so hard to overdose on. Like you really have to be mixing it with something else.
For
'Cause I've done a fuck ton of coke and been fine. And I know people who've done insane amounts of coke. Like over the years, it's horrible. Like once you get older, you start doing coke. It's bad.
Well, that's one of those when I was younger, I thought was way like crazier than it actually is. Like I
Yeah.
thought coke was this crazy drug that's like more insane than like alcohol.
yeah.
And then I did it, and I was like, oh, it's kind of barely feel it right now. It's like it's not this like wild,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. I think the only problem is when you have the people that start to do like I have some friends do it like all the time, and then when it's one of those things where if you have money, like really if you don't have a lot of money,
You
it's
can't
like,
afford it. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
really like it doesn't end up happening. But yeah, it's also I mean I don't know how meth I don't know. I think also like a lot of these drug addicts they have such a high tolerance. Like I think opiates is the one thing that like seems very easy to die on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It seems like that's one of those things that's like you just fucking
I
fall
thought-
Yeah,
asleep
I mean,
and
it
choke and
also
you're
I
vomiting.
could easily see how everything becomes addictive. We're gonna say.
Well, doesn't like coke. I thought I was always afraid of it because I've always been like fat. I was
Right.
under the impression of like if you do coke, you're gonna have a heart attack.
Well, it's like
That's
John,
what I was,
or
like,
what's his name? Like
taught.
Chris Farley. Everybody's like, "Oh, he died from coke." It's like,
Yeah.
he died from coke and heroin at the same time, and drinking and fucking a hooker. It's like you know what I mean?
There's
It's
a
like,
lot
Are
going
you
on.
that much more? I don't know how it affects your heart compared to even something like caffeine.
Yeah,
Like,
that's all. Because what makes me like I still never done coke, but
Yeah.
now I'm like not again. I would never buy it, but it's to the point where like I think if I'm in the right setting and someone offers it, I'll be like, yeah, fucking why not? Because like
Yeah.
I was always terrified of it, but I'm just like, yeah, I'd take pre-workout. Like
Right.
I used to take pre-work. I don't take it anymore. It's fucking awful for you. But like if a fat dude can handle pre-workout, how much more of a strain on your heart is that
right.
versus coke?
Yeah, you could do. I mean, like, yeah, I easily think you would be able to handle cocaine.
The rule I established is I don't do cocaine anymore. The only time I'll do it is with a very high A level celebrity or a very low B level celebrity. Because it would just be
Or one of my
hilarious.
buddies from high school,
Yeah.
or someone who offers it to
Because
me
like,
at the bar.
dude, if I did coke with like beans from like Even Stevens, I'm not gonna not do that. It's fucking
That'd
sick.
be great.
yeah, that'd be
Well,
lit.
well, nowadays you can't even just like right now, like this point in time, you could just try coke once and get killed because
Yeah,
of
bro,
like
imagine,
Yeah, yeah.
imagine
There's a
beans,
fentanyl,
just
dog.
like just like blood running down his nose. You're like, bro, did I kill beans?
Jesus Christ.
Fucking- Dude, my favorite thing is so Drake Bell just got in trouble because there's a video of him doing whippets in the front of his car while his kid's in the back.
what the fuck?
But to be fair, whippets only last 1 minute, so I think it's
Yeah.
the best drug to do if you have kids.
No, it's
like 1 minute.
yeah, I mean, it's
He's
just a
trying to-
bad look more than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like in Mexico because he got in trouble for being like a pedophile or
Drake
something.
Campana.
Yeah, wait, what's this? He changed his name, right?
Yeah, well, I think Drake Campana means just it's Bell in Spanish. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He changed his name. He moved to Mexico because he got caught being a pedophile, which is a great move because I feel like he goes over there and they're like, yeah, whatever.
yeah.
do whippets change your voice when you do them?
Yeah, it goes
roar.
deeper.
You've
He's
seen-
just entertaining his kids, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just oh, see, daddy.
Yeah.
Do your homework.
We'd always have in high school our designated driver would do whippets because it only lasts a minute. So it's like you can get super fucked up and then be
Oh,
like,
yeah,
"Oh,
whippets
go."
were lit, dude. Same with like poppers are pretty fun because
Oh,
it opens
yeah.
my ass when guys fuck me. But but no, there anything. Yeah, you get like a head rush for like a minute, and it's like yeah, it's fucking lit.
Yeah.
Whippets were the one drug that like we had that day in middle. I went to Eagles. Did you go there for middle
No,
school?
but I knew some kids that went to.
So I went to Eagles and they brought in this lady and she gave us like this drug seminar and they were like, my Billy did whippets one time and he's brain dead. Like
That's just not true. I've done so many whippets.
Yeah, I
And
used
be
to,
fair, I am retarded.
I used
but
to, I used to do hella whippets. Well, that's like yeah, even with like certain things, like when I did all the fucking chemo shit, they talk about chemo brain. I'm like, I don't know if I'm stupid because of like the drugs or because I was already stupid. Like I can't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a difference. Like, oh, I forgot something. I'm like, yeah, but I think I was like retarded before.
yeah,
like
that's
before
the thing
all
with
that.
losing brain cells is you never know. You don't ever know how smart you were before. You know what I
I
mean?
also have no gauge as to how well other people remember their lives compared to me. 'Cause I only have my experience and my memories and my sort of personal conscious experience as a so I forget so much of my life. Like so much
Yeah.
is just gone. So I don't know if that's like that for everybody or if there's other people that remember their childhood super vividly or like, am I more retarded than anybody else? Is like, I have no idea how much better everybody's memories is.
Once I started smoking weed, it definitely slowed down my memories for sure.
That's what Ross said too.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't remember shit from college. And
Yeah.
I was in college. I smoked literally every day. I
have,
don't
like,
remember
There's
anything.
certain years I don't remember.
Sucks.
So I don't remember junior year of high school. For some reason, I just don't remember that year. I remember freshman year. I remember sophomore year. I remember senior year. Junior year, I'm like, I don't know. I just don't remember that year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I don't know what that was. I mean, it's
Well, it's not even like there's years that I remember. It's
maybe I was
more just
molested
like
that whole entire year.
every day after summer camp.
What
Yeah.
happens if you get like molested, but you also like while you're studying? Does the information not get because we're friends? It's gotta be the worst getting molested by a fucking tutor, and you're like, God damn
You
it, I
finally
can't.
go to therapy and uncover these, and you're like, "Fuck, I know equals MC squared."
Oh my god!
All the memories came flooding back.
Your tutor's like, I have to molest you during the test to get the information out.
You
Yeah.
have to have a flashback.
They tell you to chew gum while you're studying because you can remember during. You're just like, oh, I can't remember.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Oh my god!
Grover Cleveland.
That's the formula.
Well, because it's not even like years I remember. It's more just it's this. Even if I'm trying to remember my the story of my life right now, it is mostly just like this random collection of like moments and like feelings, kind of like I remember the feeling of junior year. I remember the feeling of senior year or whatever. But it's built on these little like flashes of images, like people I used to know, or like, and even you remember a person you used to know. You remember like a couple interactions, and then kind of like a vague picture of what that person was like. But I mean, I'm sure. I mean, it's even trippy for me to think about. Let's say 20 years from now, it'll be gone. I mean, high school will be gone from my mind. You know, all those random faces will just boil down to this.
Well, think of how well you knew the school where you would every day you'd walk to class, the bathroom, the lunch cafeteria, all that shit. I don't remember any of that either, but I there's very specific moments that like piss me off. I remember of like where I had to shit in school, and I had to like, and I played football. So like I have like weird memories from every single year where I'm like shitting as fast as possible in my high school. Just like, come on, go.
Dude, that's the worst. I still have this as an adult where you shit and then you just wipe and it's like it takes so long and you're like I just
That's been my life for
How
so
much
long.
is fucking in there?
Yeah. You're like, can I just fucking leave? I have things to fucking do right now. Yeah.
And then it comes back later. I always have to rewipe.
Yeah.
I get
of course.
streaks. Mostly if
real?
my diet's particularly bad, it's like, I'll get streaks, dude.
Yeah.
When's the last time you had a no wiper?
Never. Like when I was like 10.
Really?
And by no wiper, I give it one wipe because you wipe to like go for a wipe and you're like, nothing. Beautiful.
Actually, occasionally. Yeah.
Like you go one wipe and you're like, there's nothing in there.
No, it's a beautiful moment. And I could just like, God, the rest of my day isn't just focused on my ass.
I don't know why. I just they remind me of this is. I'm gonna do memes on here. I don't care. There was one meme. You know that Drake be the type of N-word meme.
Yeah.
There's one that's like he's the type of guy who to fart on a toilet and flush it.
Type of guy to see a plate of donuts and go, somebody get these away from me.
Poop stacking, ew.
Yeah. Yeah, that was he would get his ass kicked in my high school, bro.
That is one of my early memories of shitting my diaper. I have a memory of shitting my diaper.
Okay, that is insane. And you have amazing memory.
Well, maybe it's something where
Well, he wore a diaper in middle
like-
school.
Yeah.
maybe it's somehow altered in my brain, but I remember shitting my diaper. I remember how that looked. I remember when I was a kid.
That is insane that you remember shitting your diaper.
So you were like,
I don't know
one?
if I'm making it up. No, I don't know. I could walk around. I have no idea. Actually, maybe I shit my pants. maybe it was underwear. but either way, I remember sitting in my little hallway, or standing.
You shit.
I remember I used to take really big poopies when I was a kid, like huge shits. To my dad would be like, he'd be like, Joe, this is insane. This is bigger than mine. And there was one time I took such a big shit and I told my dad because he was fascinated. He used to I would tell him because he loved seeing them. You know? Like he was like, these are incredible, Joe.
This is art.
And there
you're
was one
producing.
time it wasn't like necessarily like long, but it was just so thick and round that my dad got like a tongs from the kitchen and
What?
and pulled it out of the toilet so we could measure it,
Oh my god!
and then showed it to like my mom. I don't know if I'm making this up honestly, but I'm pretty sure that fucking happened.
That's crazy,
Yeah.
dude.
He was just so impressed. He's like, "How the fuck did you do this?"
It's
like-
bigger
he's
than
like-
his whole body.
He's like, "Angie, look at this." She's like, "Please put that away."
Oh man, I have a memory of shitting my pants for the first time. It was at a Christmas party at my aunt's house, and I threw away my underwear, and that was the only thing in the garbage can.
Which is
So they're like, "Which kid shit their pants?"
you hang it on the Christmas tree. You're like, that's a weird decoration on Susie. That's kind of disgusting. Get your shitty underwear out of here.
I just remember like being called out in front of my whole family
Oh,
for
I'm
shitting my pants.
shocked, dude.
Like not like casually. Like,
Hey, retard! Look at this.
like in Kevin and Home Alone. Look what you did, you little jerk! Look what you did, you fucking gross shithead.
Dude, I had one that like I remember I just felt something warm on my leg, and then I just looked down. It was just diarrhea. And I was
Oh
like,
no.
fuck.
Yeah, that was I think one of the last times I diarrheaed was surf camp. The water would always splash in my face when I was surfing, and I would just drink it because I'm like, this is kind of
Oh,
tight.
and that just that makes
Yeah,
you
I
shit
diarrheaed
so
so good. Well, I also
So
I
good, bro.
diarrheaed.
Diarrhea.
I diarrheaed so much when I had this big surgery, and it was basically I had to do what they do for colonoscopies. You know what that process is,
Yeah,
where you
yeah.
empty out your whole
yeah.
colon. And I drank 2 liters of this like
They give you like a mix.
yeah, you mix it together. You fill it with like water or
I
lemonade.
mean, what do they just give you like Taco Bell and stuff like that?
Yeah. Well, dude, it was like I think the first like 8 times I went to the bathroom was like there was poop in there. You know, that was like liquid shit, and
And
it was
after that,
crazy.
it's just
And then after that, it was I think at least like 20 to 30 just liquid, just clear, like
Oh.
that substance coming out. And I was watching the movie Turning Red, and we kept having to pause it because I had to keep going to the fucking
Had
bathroom.
to keep literally just dumping water out of your ass.
Yeah, and I was like, the surgery cannot be any worse than this.
yeah, dude. When I remember when I was a kid, one time I peed in the pool. I would pee in the pool, and
What is wrong with you?
I was in the pool peeing.
That's so disgusting.
All right.
No, I pee in the pool.
Yeah, we all
I
pee
was
in
like,
the pool.
Jake's getting really weird right
I
now.
pissed in every single pool I've ever been
Yeah.
in.
But one, I was really dehydrated, so this cloud followed me, and I got out of the pool because I thought there was a monster in there.
Mhm.
I was like, "There's something in the pool. There's something chasing me," and then everybody literally goes, "That is your piss." Like, I didn't even realize it because I was like,
Was it like one of those pools that like makes it
"No, it was our regular pool, but it was just so like I guess I pissed so much,
so
it was
yellow?
so dark
Yeah.
that I thought there was like it looked like an underwater pterodactyl. 'Cause, like, I was like, "What the fuck?" And I
yeah,
was like,
that's so embarrassing, dude.
yeah, I
would
was
hate
so
that.
scared. I was like, "Yeah," I was like, "Do you guys fucking see that in the pool?" They're like, "That's urine," and I was the only one in the pool.
Yeah.
Like, that was you peeing in the pool. and
Yeah,
was
I
like,
wish there was some retarded kid in there to blame him. Dude, Doopy, what the fuck, man?
Wait, you saw your actual? I've never seen my own piss in a pool.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was that thick. I was that dehydrated.
But you do talk about being
Goddamn.
in the pool is because my parents have a pool in the backyard, and as like maybe partially some subconscious power move, I would stand outside of the pool and piss in it. Like when my dad, when people would be inside and I had to piss, I just go out there and,
That is
and
awesome.
piss. Yeah, that was lit, dude. I'd be like, "Fuck you, dad." This is somehow way more insulting. That
I would do kind of crazy shit. Like I remember one time my first beers. Like I really started drinking when I was 14. But I remember one time just going up to my dad with a full beer while he's talking to his friends. I thought it'd be funny to just be drinking a beer while talking to him.
That is funny.
And then I was like, "What's up, fellas?" And my dad like scolded me. He's like, "That guy's like an off-duty police officer, and you just drank a beer in front of him." I was like, "Pretty fucking cool." man."
Yeah. No, I didn't start drinking till I was. I mean, like I would drink sometimes in high school, but that really started drinking, like the lifestyle of like like making it a regular thing when I was like 21. But before
How
that,
old
it
are you
was
now?
like I'm 23.
Okay, shit.
So once it
you lived
became
a lot of life, bro. When you have cancer when you were 21.
22, when
22,
I
yeah.
turned 22, and then when I turned 23 is when it stopped. So this is all my new hair.
Yeah,
This is just
yeah,
like
yeah.
grown out from when I was fucking
This
bald,
is his
bald
old hair.
bitch, dude.
I like to wear. It.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, dude.
what
that-
happens to wait? That's a question because you lose all your hair when you go through chemo,
Yeah,
right?
shit sucked ass, dude. I hated being bald.
But does that hair go to somebody else who's bald? Like they should use that hair for somebody else's head,
Oh, like
Well,
locks of
I-
love.
or could they put your own hair back?
Well,
on
it's
your
like
own
the
head?
doctors don't shave it. It's not like they collect it, you know? It's like you decide what like when you want to do that at
Oh,
home or
okay.
whatever. Well, because that's one of my crazier stories was that was the first time I did ecstasy. Was
What?
it was
During
after
chemo?
well, it was after round 1.
Damn.
Which
Damn.
and for people a lot of people don't really know how it works is a round of chemo for me was these 3 different drugs, cisplatin, etoposide and some other bullshit, and cisplatin was the main one. And they were like, you're gonna lose your hair. But it didn't happen immediately. So for
Right.
a second, I was like, maybe I'm the percentage of people that keeps their hair.
Yeah.
And it was like a week after, and the week was they stick you, add a little port, little metal thing, and it's 6 hours a day for like 5 days is like one round, and you just sit there and they give you like drugs to, like fall asleep and shit. But then he basically told me like, don't be in large groups of people, like don't be in big crowds because your immune system is so lowered. And so I had a ticket to EDC, like the the music festival, and I was gonna sell it because my doctor told me that would be the worst idea.
Don't go to easy with chemotherapy.
He was like, don't go to crowded bars.
What about a giant festival at Tinkerfield?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
so
they're all smart there. It's fine.
and so I had somebody who was like trying to buy my ticket, and I go to the pregame to like sell it to him, and it's just like a house of like 30 kids,
Yeah.
and like there's hot. They're dressed in the fucking gear and they're toasting. They're like, we're alive,
Yeah. Thank God we don't have cancer.
Yeah, that shit would be so gay. Yeah. And this is like right after round one, so I'm just kind of there like,
Round one, chemo.
yeah.
Fight.
And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go, dude. I was like, why would I not? I was like looking up shit. I was like looking at Reddit to like be like, can you still go to concerts if you're doing chemo? And I was trying to find the ones that told me like, yeah, dude, do whatever you want, live your
You're
life.
just swiping through
Yeah.
article after article. Don't go.
Yeah.
Well, I went. We're good.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, I'm chilling, dude. This
Yeah,
guy.
just like one doctor profile where
Yeah.
it's like an anime girl's the profile picture, but you're like, I'm sure I guess legit.
Well, and then I go and I took ecstasy, and it was the greatest fucking night of my entire life.
Yeah.
And it was because at first it wasn't hitting, and I was like, this kind of sucks because like I was there and I'm trying to feel it, and my friend's like tripping face. I'm like, what the? I'm trying. I'm like staring at the lights to like feel it.
yeah.
And then I take the other half, and then I was like, for 6 hours of just fucking, like
Were you bald at
going
the time?
crazy. No, I had all my hair, and I was like, maybe I'm
okay,
gonna be
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
And then as
I just
we're-
picture you like in a hospital gown, but you also got glow.
yeah, I got
like,
my ass out of the flap. Well, we're all walking back, and I have my little Pikachu hat on, and I go like this, like under the hat, and I just pull out like a huge chunk of hair.
Oh,
And that was the first time that had ever happened. I was still fully on drugs, so I was like, it's like, yo, this I don't even know how to feel. I still feel great. Like,
This hair feels so good
I'm
in
like
my
showing my
hands.
friends. I'm like, dude, check this out. What? This is wild.
That's insane. I don't
Yeah,
want
you're
to say
on
hilarious.
acid.
It's
You're gonna be
crazy.
on acid and just
That would
pulling
be
somebody's-
scary.
Yeah,
No.
you're just
There was
pulling
one
hair
guy
out of
there
your
who
head.
was on acid, and he did not look like he was having fun. I was
Yeah.
like,
Dude,
he
that's
was-
like that's literally like people have like nightmares about that. About like they'll pull their teeth out or they'll go like this and pull out their hair.
Yeah.
Well, I
that's
took
like
a
a
shower
nightmare.
the next morning because it really was like it started where I would pull out like maybe like 20 strands. It was like very light. Like it was just starting to fall out. And then within a couple days, I was pulling out like everything. Where I would just got long black hair and I would pull out like all of it.
Is it ever like fulfilling? Because like I pull the hair out of my asshole and it feels amazing.
Well,
Does
here's
pulling it
what
out
ha-
of your head feel good.
What happened when I shaved it was it was a great night. I was the EDC is so lit. I wish I went this year, but I was in New York. And then after party was lit. It was mostly just people hanging out and kind of like decompressing and stuff. And then I drove my buddy home who I hadn't seen in forever. We just talked shit for like till the sun came up, and I was like, this was beautiful. And
you're
then,
just missing half a chunk of hair.
and then
That's
I
just a
got
great night.
sicker than I ever have been in my life up until that point, like for months. It was like within a couple days, I was so sick, like huge fever, and it was because I went to EDC.
Yeah. Were you ever like kind of worth it though? Did it
Oh,
feel-
it's looking back now. Yeah, it was totally
yeah,
worth
but
it.
during it, did you ever feel like, why did I have to do that?
I think I had the perspective of it was worth it, but it was harder when I was so sick. And then
Yeah.
went bald, and like when I called my friends over to shave my head, and like I was just so sick, being like, get this fucking over with, and they were like, like just shaved it all off, and then I had pierced ears, and I took the piercings out after because I looked way more like a lesbian
Yeah,
with,
I was
with
bald,
earrings and
yeah.
bald head for some reason.
The good part about you is you don't look. I feel like you wouldn't look like racist bald.
No, I look
you
sick.
would look so clanny
Yeah.
bald,
Dude,
dude.
it'd be nuts.
I could show you after. It's like I looked terrible. And it's not just the baldness. My face was puffy half the time because of all the liquid they were giving me and shit. It was
Yeah.
like, dude, there was a funny ass picture of me. Hold on, it's like, yeah, it was. I just looked like shit. I just
Yeah.
fucking looked terrible. And my pubes also went. It's like I could pull off all my pubes, and then eventually that was all gone. And my ass hair too.
Your
which
arm
makes
hair?
your
Did that eventually? Because you clearly
Yeah, that's the
have it
thing.
now.
I was talking to you about this. It's so annoying that Breaking Bad, his beard doesn't fall out when he goes through chemo.
Yeah, well, I think it was implied like he finished chemo and then kept shaving his head because he liked the way it looked
That's
or
a good-
something.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know because I guess because it takes about like a couple months for it to start growing back after you finish.
Right.
Because you just feel like fucking.
Did you lose it? Because I was around you pretty soon after. Did you? I can't remember. Did you lose your eyebrows and shit too?
I had my eyebrows gone for a little bit. And,
Did you paint them like a Hispanic woman?
I
That'd be so you're just bald, but then you have like the little like drawn on like
Yeah.
Mexican eye.
well, I wish I could have gone for like the wig. It's like I feel like girls
Yeah.
do have that.
You could
know,
have a fun
ability.
wig,
yeah.
dude.
I remember I almost bought you a wig for fucking Get Good. We almost switched to the wig.
Yeah. I mean, I would have loved if I could just pretend to have hair instead.
Just
of
every day have a different
Well,
hair. Be like, you can't comment on it. I have
Christoph
cancer.
was the only guy telling me like, yeah, you look bad. He's like, everybody else would be like, you have like a good shaped head, and Christoph was like, no, you should wear a hat. I remember like we wanted to do the podcast once, and I like didn't wear a hat for it, and he's like, you sure? Like, you don't want to wear the hat?
It'd be
I'm
funny
like,
a hat that has like eyebrows hanging down.
Yeah.
And so it like looks.
I'm wearing the nose with the glasses and the,
Yeah.
and the mustache.
What
Yeah,
me?
that
No,
would
I
be-
don't have cancer.
But there was that was one of my crazier things too is when I did mushrooms once when I was bald. That was weird because I was watching this one movie that we thought was very funny. It's Tommy. It's like the Who movie, like the Pinball Wizard. It's hilarious. And I was still really sick from EDC kind of, but I was mostly just like blowing my nose and coughing all the time. And we're laughing so hard at the movie that my buddy's like, dude, your nose is bleeding.
Oh
And
shit!
I go to the bathroom and I'm just
Christ.
bald as hell, nose bleeding, like cleaning it up, and I'm tripping fucking dick. And I'm like looking at the mirror, like,
Why are you
how
tripping?
did I
You were
end up
high?
here? And we did mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
Yeah.
I don't know how I missed that. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
sounds
we were
terrifying.
tripping sack, which made it great. But then it was also like seeing yourself in the mirror normally when you're tripping is crazy.
Oh, but seeing
But
it.
seeing
with-
it, I'm like, dude, how the fuck did I end up here? This is insane, dude.
Yeah. What is that thought process? Because I can't imagine being on mushrooms and having cancer and like thinking.
Well, it was
about-
very chill because the person I was doing with it, I'm super close with. Like we talk about a lot of really personal stuff, and so we basically just went on a walk, and it was, it's not like it was this crazy, like I was getting lost in the trip or anything. We were still just talking about it and sort of being, emotionally vulnerable, like boys is supposed to do,
always.
Yeah.
By the way, now that we're here, I feel like I've been cutting you out, Jake. Do you
Whoa,
have
we
it?
start talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
cancer. I'm not going to be like, punch up this hilarious story
bro,
as you're
go back, cut
dying.
down, yeah.
Well, yes, I don't mean to derail in that too far in that direction, but these are my best cancer stories, and I have never told
Dude,
them
share
on a
'em. No,
podcast.
No, I
genuinely-
haven't heard these.
Yeah,
hang out
I
with you a good
genuinely was
amount.
like, I want to hear the cancer stuff.
Don't
yeah.
feel like I'm getting cut out. I'm learning about my buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You yawned at one point when you were talking about having cancer.
Yeah. Now we're going to talk about shitting on shit again.
Go back to poop stacking, bro. It was testicular, right? So you got the ball cut out.
Yeah, I got one nut.
And they didn't give you option to keep it and put it in like a cool glass jar.
I
or
think
something?
I could have.
You put it in your eye.
Like
your
Rasputin.
eyeball is just a testicle.
I would have loved one that you flick it and like lights up or something.
Yeah.
And play music with it. Yeah, well, I think I could have looked into that and then got that, but I think it's cooler to have one nut
Yeah.
because that was how I had that threesome.
Yeah, you were telling me about
Yeah,
this. Yeah.
because it was just because I had one nut. They
Yeah,
wanted,
can you say that one again, sort of?
That was that was where I was at a party, and long story short, my buddy was like, "Please show us your nut, please, 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 please." Oh, I want to see it so bad. You never showed it to me, and
You know what boys are with their friends' nuts.
Please,
let me see your
Oh my
pee-pee.
god! Oh my god! Put it in my mouth. What? But then these two girls were like, "We'll show you our tits if you show us your nut," and I was like, "Okay," and I showed it to like a few different people.
Yeah.
I mean, that was, and then they showed us their tits, and that got the ball. No pun intended.
Got the
that
ball
got the ball
rolling.
rolling, and then one thing led to another, and it was the greatest, and I love it. It was crazy. It was crazy, but
That should be the real make a wish. Just get these kids pussy.
dude, I
Yes.
swear to God, at that same party, I don't know what was going on that night because this has never been this vibe since, but it's this crazy thing where those girls did it, and there was another girl who I guess felt left out, and so she kept like wanting to show me her tits. And for me to, and so at one point outside, she's like, "I'll do it, sure," and as in nobody really asked.
Yeah.
And so I
And
showed my.
you've already came once. You're like, I only have one testicle, so all that comes
Well,
out.
and then I
don't
showed
have
my
room
nut,
for-
but the first time was to like a couple people. It was to
Right.
those girls and like my buddy,
yeah.
who I've showed it to a couple times since then. But then it was outside with her. I just showed my nut to the whole fucking party, and then she shows her tits, and I'm like, "Where am I, bro? Is this what
Yeah.
is this superpower that I've discovered?"
See, but even if I didn't get laid, like being at that party would be awesome. You're like, dude, this dude showed us his one testicle. You know what I mean? Like,
it's
that's fun
funny
stuff.
because that made me more comfortable doing it. Because I think I've showed my nut at like 3 or 4 different parties since then.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
And
because if
it's-
you have one ball or three
Jake's
balls,
seen my nut, I think.
I have seen your nut.
Yeah.
I
I've
didn't
heard
even
a couple
ask.
3-ball
Yeah.
guys. I've heard
Yeah,
couple
if you have a
3-ballers.
one ball or 3 ball, you can get people to pull their tits out. If you're just like, you
Yeah.
want to see my balls, they're gonna be like, no. Who
Yeah,
the fuck?
ew. Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
You want to see my balls?
You wanna
It's
see my
it's
weird situation?
Everybody has their special little thing, you know.
Yeah.
I knew a couple guys who have extra nipples. I knew a lot of people. That's probably incest. I know a lot of people in Florida who have extra nipples. Like I know probably
For
like
real?
3 dudes who have. I don't know. If
Is it for sure a nipple?
that's the thing. Is I don't know if it's for sure a nipple or birthmark. But there was people that swear by it. They're like, bro, yeah, this is my 3rd nipple, and some of them looked really realistic. Like it looked
Like a
insane.
nipple?
Yeah,
Shit. Yeah. I only have 5, so
yeah. Yeah, I got fucking udders over here. brother.
Only 2 of them lactate.
yeah,
though.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
very
yeah.
weird.
That'd be funny to just have one pierced. the
Yeah.
lower one
See,
pierced.
it's on my abdomen.
Titty piercing. I feel like that's a crazy thing because like it has to get gross when you take it out, right? And then you just have a hole.
Well, one of my ears pierced. They would stink. Yeah. They would,
yeah.
So I imagine
Yeah.
nipples would be the same thing.
Yeah, but
I've had my
nipples
ears
get
pierced.
more like play. Nipple piercings definitely because like you don't suck on someone's earring.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
if you're a girl with titties pierced, like
people are gonna suck on them. Yeah, yeah.
like way
Have you
more.
had
well,
some nipple piercings in your mouth?
oh, yeah, they're great.
Yeah, it's lit.
yeah.
Yeah, the way I look, a good amount of girls that decide to hook up with a big dude with a beard.
Yeah,
a lot of them
You're probably
have
getting a lot of fucking.
a lot of them have
lot of metal in your
piercings,
mouth.
tattoos, everything. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
there's a certain type of girl that goes for a guy that looks like me. They're
Yeah.
usually tatted up with nipple piercings.
And girls
Yeah.
who get nipple piercings stop wearing a bra forever.
It's great. Yeah,
Yeah, because they want to show, like
Yeah.
they want to show the world.
yeah.
Yeah,
And the world wants to see it.
yeah. But I'm saying when they get it out, I've never seen it. I've seen obviously pierced tits, but I've never seen a pierced tit with it out. Like, can you see through the hole? Can you?
No, I've only
I
seen
suppose
them with it
depends
in.
what type.
What happens when they breastfeed? Does it like come out the side now?
I would imagine you want to get that shit out if you because your tits start growing and milk starts coming out of it. And
Yeah,
all
that's
that
got to be
gross shit.
brutal, right?
Well, it doesn't
or maybe
matter.
you need the piercing in there to stop the milk from squirting out, and then when it's time to give the baby milk, then you take the titty piercing.
You
out.
pull it out. It's just,
Yeah.
but it's not like you're squirt. Like, come here, baby, and you're squirting it out.
No, no,
the baby latches on and sucks.
Yeah, but when it comes off, it
Yeah.
still keeps going because like women will lactate and then the baby will suck on it and then take it off and then they're still
It's still coming out.
yeah.
Oh, I've never seen it.
Yeah, that baby's fucking like funneling milk. You know what I mean? It's like it's getting like a beer bong.
Dude, I love
out.
sucking on tits, bro. It's so tight. Dude,
It's
sex
great.
is
It's
so
a good
tight.
feeling.
Yeah.
I think we're almost at an hour
Did it
though.
last night.
What do you
Felt
guys want to promote?
good. Titty sucking. I
Titty
think.
sucking, all right.
Yeah, that's my
Nah.
main philosophy in life is sucking on tits.
Yeah.
What did you want to promote?
No, I ain't got shit, dog.
This
Get
got
good.
so weird.
Get good coming out soon.
Yeah, dude, your pilot is fucking hilarious. I loved it. I listened to it. Check it out on YouTube.
Yeah.
Good, great, like
We're doing-
genuinely
we're doing
hilarious
4
stuff.
more episodes, baby.
Yeah.
We're about to watch. I'm about to show you some more stuff I edited right after this pod.
Hell
Mhm.
yeah. Instagrams.
Joe__Jacks.
I have way less followers than both you guys. I'm like, you guys want to boost your platform? buddy?
Jake Ricca, JAKERICCA.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you for listening.